Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. How you guys doing this morning? I didn't hear you. How you doing? There we go. I don't know about you guys, but it's officially fall, and I woke up so cold this morning, getting ready to sing for you guys this morning. Okay, we're going to have a fun time. We got a lot of great music here for you guys. Let's start out by singing our welcome song. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul, oh my soul is welcome here. Oh my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Ooh, my soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Let me see your hands. Come on. My soul is welcome here. All right, Carrie, you're going to take a solo? Soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul. Come on, Carrie. My soul is welcome. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here.
Well, good morning, Reverend Deborah. As our souls are welcome here, good to see you today on this crisp fall morning.
Good morning, Reverend James. It's great to see you here. And it's a blue day, in case nobody noticed. Somebody actually applauded at the 9 o'clock because it was blue.
That must be some folks' favorite color.
So we greet you this morning in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and the warm and loving energy of this community Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because there is no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, whether watching us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. We know that every single one of us is here by divine appointment. And we're always so excited and grateful to have this gathering each week. And we are especially grateful when you silence your electronic devices. And please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, now that we created that clearing in our minds and our hearts, let us connect with this presence. A presence that is beyond words, but is known by so many different names. Some call it the God presence, the Atman, our divinity. In some traditions, it's known as closer than our breathing, nearer than our hands and feet. But whatever it is, we call it forth as the activity of our awareness. And we remember the truth of who and what we are as expressions of the divine. First and foremost, we bring into our consciousness that we are from love itself, and we are here to anchor this love in our life. And all the qualities that come from this presence, the peace that passes all understanding, the joy, the wisdom, the health, the vitality, the vigor. We do all this so we can create a life that works for all. And we begin to hold that vision for that possibility to be anchored in our life. So even before we do anything in the outer, we bring this energy field. We radiate from the depth of our being so that when others cross our path, they notice something within us that ignites the realization of who and what they are. Children of the Most High, children of God, sparks of the divinity. So we go forth to remind one another of the truth of who and what we are in every thought we have, every word we speak, every action that we take, so that we can move from where we are to where we know we can be when we are being our highest and best. For this, we're grateful to be the channels and the vessels of this possibility. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Well, we have a very important purpose here at Spiritual Life Center as reflected in our mission statement. And I invite you to join in as we affirm it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission when we make these 5 universal principles the part of our awareness, our consciousness. Again, let's say them together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God. We must take action.
And we've had quite a lot of good action on Wednesday nights. Reverend James, thank you for that 4-week class. It was amazing and very, very successful. And now we get to get together, come together, and sing with Sally Sion. And she says, you know, the community loves music, and that's often how we express our faith. And whether it's old spirituals or Islamic chants, we know that a song can waken our hearts. And then she says, can't sing? If you can talk, you can sing. Don't know the words? She'll teach you. So come along and on Wednesday night and have fun with Sally. The community meal is at 6 and the program starts at 7.
Okay, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. Okay, let us carry on. Just to remind you that the replay of the gala will be up on Monday afternoon. For those who were not able to be present, you can actually replay it by playing it online. I believe it'll be on YouTube. And also our online fund emission is also going to be up online by Monday, tomorrow afternoon as well. So just go to our website and it'll give you the instructions to check the replay of the gala or to support our fund emission. And you can choose any area to support Spiritual Life Center, wherever your heart calls to, and that will be open and receptive to you to support us, and we appreciate your support.
And of course, this was a late-breaking question, but somebody walked up to us just before service and wanted to know when the auction begins, and the online auction begins next week on November 5th.
Okay.
And so, Reverend Janee is our youth education minister, and she has an amazing update on our youth department.
Good morning.
Hey.
It's really good to be with you guys today. We've been having a lot of fun in youth ed. Our lessons for our younger children have been about being kind and honoring our differences and how we're always connected to those that we love. All of our lessons center on how God is within them and within all of us. We've been doing some fun crafts, and we've been welcoming some new friends, so we've been really getting to know each other. Our teens have been very busy. If you have a chance, I know some of you have already been through, but if you have a chance today, stop by and take a look at our youth ed room this morning. It has been transformed into a haunted house by our teens. Several of our teens came on Thursday, and they and Elaine decorated for our younger kids. They had a great time doing it, and our kids absolutely loved it this morning. Very high energy youth ed today. Our teens left yesterday for an overnighter at Unity of Auburn. They were joined by other teens in the region, and they're building a big, huge haunted house for Unity of Auburn. Yeah, they'll be there on Halloween night to facilitate the haunted house with the children in the area, and any of you are welcome to go up and attend as well. It really warms my heart that we're able to do these regional events again. It really makes such a big difference for the kids. And so I just want to give a big thank you to Michael and Lisa Lawson for spearheading this project, and to our YOU sponsor, Connie Vaughn, who took our teens up to Auburn, and she helped build the house, and she'll be bringing them home this afternoon after they attend the Youth of Unity at Unity of Auburn this morning, which will be wonderful because it's the kids from all over the region. A few of our musically talented kids are beginning to form a youth band. Yeah. And they are currently practicing, and we are planning for them to do a song at our Blessing of the World Religion service this year. And I am really thrilled that our teens are going to be doing that service again. You are all in for quite a treat. This service will take place after the new year, so January the 8th of 2024, and I'll keep you all posted as we get closer to that. We also have a rally coming up a couple of weeks from now in November on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th, and we're going to be hosting that rally here at Spiritual Life Center. Our region has had some difficulty finding retreat space because our group isn't as large as it used to be. So we were asked to host a shortened version of Rally here at Spiritual Life Center, and we said yes. These retreats and rallies are so meaningful and transforming for our kids that we wanted to make sure that it happens. And our teen group, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our teen group has really grown. We have a lot of teenagers, and we're just so grateful for these bright souls that are showing up here. Yeah. I really believe that we provide a space for them to be, and I just love their energy. So we will, with all of that going on, we're going to be having our jewelry sale the first 2 weeks of December. Yes, I love hearing those little cheers out there. It's really a fun event, and I think it just gets better every time that we do it. And it all really comes from all of you, so thank you. I had people coming up to me this morning telling me they had jewelry for me, and thank you, all of you. So the way that works is if you have jewelry that you're no longer using and you're a little bit tired of, we would be happy to receive that donation, and then we turn around and have just the most amazing jewelry sale. First 2 weeks in December, and just so that you know, all the money that we raise from the jewelry sale goes towards our YOU program and helping these kids get to rally. SLC has always held the vision of empowering our children to become the enlightened leaders of tomorrow. And these events really are instrumental in making that happen. Excuse me. No one has ever turned away from lack of funds, so thank you for supporting our kids. Pardon me.
That's okay. Take your time.
Thank you. I know we have so many things to talk about, and I'm almost done, I promise. I'd really like to close with just putting a big, huge shout out to Elaine LaRoa. Elaine has been serving with our teens and our little ones for so many years, and she is really a mighty force behind this program that you guys don't always see. With the restructuring of SLC, Elaine is our youth ed director. I'm the youth ed minister, and Connie Vaughn is our lead YOU sponsor here at Spiritual Life Center, and we both report to Elaine. And that, there you go. We both report to Elaine. And I'm just really grateful for her dedication to this program. Elaine puts her whole heart into these kids, and it really shows. The kids love her, we love her, and I'm just so grateful for her energy. And we have really And thanks to Elaine, we have built a beautiful youth ed team here, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. If working with our kids speaks to you, come and talk to me. I'd love to talk to you about it. And even if working with our kids doesn't speak to you, I would encourage you to find a way to serve here. This is a beautiful community, and we're just so blessed. And I'll be right there to help with him. We're so blessed. And if you'd like to be a part of joining our volunteer staff here, I know you will be deeply blessed as well. So thank you so much. And again, I just can't thank you enough for all the ways that you support our youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Janee.
So next week, daylight saving time ends, and we're going to set our clocks back a whole hour so you can meander to church next week. Get up, have that extra cup of coffee or that extra donut or whatever, and just remember, it's if you get here early, then that's okay too. But yeah, the clocks are going back 1 hour next Saturday night. Or is it early Sunday morning? I get confused.
Yeah, early at 2 o'clock, but who gets up and changes the
Yeah.
clock at 2 o'clock in the morning? Not me, anyway. Well, one of the purposes we have at Spiritual Life Center is help folks in there change their life for the better. I think the bottom line, we want to have a changed life so we can have a changed world. And periodically we have someone come up to share their transformational story. And we have a special person here today that most of you all know, Ira Mandela. He's going to be the one to share this morning. And he's kind of last day behind the booth because he's moving on. We're gifting him to the universe in a way. So we're going to have Ira come forward and share his transformational. So welcome, Ira. Well, Ira, can you tell me maybe an obstacle that you faced in your life that started your journey off?
Well, I would say an obstacle was from adolescence to early adulthood. I kind of just carried a darkness inside, and that kind of manifested in different ways. Mm-hmm. I felt a lack of worth and a lack of belonging.
So how did this impact your life, your way of being?
Well, I think it showed up for me as some depression and addiction.
Now, when you were going through this, did you have a time where you kind of meandered and had how should we call it, a wilderness experience, and what was that?
Yeah,
like?
it was a long and winding road on that wilderness experience. I had jobs and friends and partners, opportunities and freedoms that were lost along the way.
Now, was there a point where things turned around? What was a turning point for you that things kind of go on the upswing?
Well, there was a series of events that happened that made it clear to me that I could not continue on the way I had been. And I was inspired as a result to make significant changes in my life.
And were there some tools or principles that you used that helped you along the way?
Certainly. I was honest with myself and with others, and that really helped me have some personal accountability. Mm-hmm. And I also explored existing passions more deeply, like music, joined a band. I also explored new passions like gardening. But other principles like prayer and meditation, affirmations, those all played a part. Mm-hmm. And my time here at SLC created fertile ground for those seeds to take root.
Yeah, you mentioned this gardening. I had no idea. But were there anything else that you discovered about yourself that you uncovered that helped you?
Well, I had a new understanding of the power within to change yourself, change your life, in order to create a future that I want to be in, the future that I can be excited about.
Well, speaking of the future, where are you now? What's happening with you in your life?
I'm in a much better place than where I was then. I find it easier to tap into source when I need to, knowing that there isn't a disconnect there, and I don't feel that same darkness that I felt before.
Well, I tell you, just personally, you've been just a blessing to have you here at Spiritual Life Center, working behind the scenes. So many things that we could go through, but can you tell us kind of what your next adventure is? Because you'll be moving on to that and just share it with the congregation.
Yeah, so I've spent a long time as an audiovisual technician here in the booth at SLC, and that experience has led to a new full-time position as a senior audiovisual technician with an events company called Metro Media and Productions.
Yeah, you'll be, yeah. Well, I'm very happy for you, very proud of you and all that you've done and all that you're going to do. And I know that you'll still be around, as we like to say. You can check out, but you can never leave.
That's right. That's right.
So we want to give you a special Spiritual Life Center blessing. If those like to join in with that as we affirm Ira as he moves on, and we can just send that positive energy. And let's just affirm this together. Ira, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold God love as you. God bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Amen. Great work. Great work. Well, we have a lot of activity, taking place at Spiritual Life Center to help foster transformation, foster change, foster growth. So just check out our weekly events, our small groups, and other offerings, and you can find that information on our website, or you can go to the bulletin board that's in the courtyard, or just go to the hub where you can gather and ask us, the folks that are there, what's going on, and they'll let you know what's happening at Spiritual Life Center. Of course, one of the purposes of coming to a community is just to connect with others of like mind and on their verge of growth and development and unfoldment. But we don't have to wait for a special event. We can check with someone right here and now and make a connection. So I invite you, in a manner that feels comfortable for you, turn to someone and just tell them, you are marvelous and glad you are here.
Please stay standing and join us in our
Well, this is the key as we continue on that theme for our Faith in Action series. And as you know, during Faith in Action, we have an artist each week to give what I call a pictorial representation of the theme for this week. And this week's artist is one and only Karen Thomas. Yes. And here's her, I guess your photographic work, would we call it? Yeah, you got to look at it. It's really special. But anyway, it's entitled, this is what she writes, Be Like a Tree. This chapter's focus was on the gift of giving and receiving. Trees and nature in general embody the idea of giving and receiving naturally and seemingly effortlessly. The art of giving and receiving is rooted in their very being. Trees, in a broader sense, the natural world, inherently give of themselves. It's part of the process. They don't stop to think they are not worthy or that they don't have enough to give. They don't have expectations of recognition or rewards from giving. There's no sense of depletion in their giving. In fact, their life depends on their giving. A healthy forest is in the flow, always giving and receiving. There is a divine supply that the natural world has tapped into. As Khalil Gibran said in The Prophet, you give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. There are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as a yonder valley, the myrtle breaths its fragrance into space. Let me read that over again. They give as in yonder valley, the myrtle breaths its fragrance into space. Through the hands such as these, God speaks, and from behind their eyes, he smiles upon the earth. Be like a tree. Karen Thomas.
And now, as we move into the contemplative part of our service, let us embody the words of our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
I invite you to take a nice deep breath. Settle into your chair. And we're going to sing this beautiful chant together. If Love Is Why I'm Here by Karen Drucker. Please join me in singing. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an
As we move into our time of meditation, let's breathe together. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel your body relaxing with each breath. Your mind and your entire nervous system softening into the vibration of this very room. This beautiful vibration created from the thousands of prayers prayed here, the songs and the chants we sing here, and through the beauty of each heart in this room. The vibration of your heart and my heart in this very moment. Breathe that in, deep into your belly. Breathing in and breathing out. If love is why we're here, may I be an open channel. May I give and then receive. Love is why we're here. Our purpose is that simple. We're here to love, to open fully to this living, loving flow of God, and to allow that love to move through us unimpeded, to let God have all of us. That's why we come together like this. This is holy ground, our sacred space to release all that doesn't serve us and to grow into God. The Talmud says that every blade of grass has an angel that bends over it and whispers, "Grow, grow." And you and I are no less. You too have an angel that bends over you and whispers, "Grow, grow." And to hear God's whisper, we slow down, we stop, we take time with our beloved in the silence, and we listen, we open, we receive. Here we are, God, love through us. In every face I see the face of God. Can we love that freely? Can we love all that God brings into our awareness? All of it? Everyone? Yes. We can love like that. If there's anything or anyone in your life that's problematic, love it. Bring it into your heart and hold it there. Give it to God. And if that's too much, ask God to do it for you. Never underestimate the power of love. With God, with love, all things are possible. As we move into the silence, we open our hearts, our minds, and our very soul to you, God. And we listen. We listen not just with our ears, but with our entire being in the silence. And God whispers to you, there's nothing more beautiful, holy, or sacred than your love in this moment. If you realized how beautiful you are, you would fall at your own feet. Receive that. And so it is. Thank you, God.
My love is a river overflowing. My soul is a fire with embers glowing. I am the essence of divine expression. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. My hands reach out to the meek and the helpless. My legs stand up for the ones without voices. I march to the beat of a servant's heart. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. My words speak of comfort and acceptance. My actions spring from a place of wholeness. My light shines on and on. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with that power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with the spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. Fill me with that spirit. Fill me with that goodness. Fill me with the power. Fill me with the love. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. I am a vessel of God. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's in the old school, they say, where the church say amen. Thank you for being that vessel this morning, Larry. I mean, you really touched my soul this morning. Yes. Fill me with the goodness, the spirit, the power, the love. Be that vessel of love. You know, there's a Hindu proverb that says that they who give have all things, and they who withhold have nothing. You know, I recall, I was thinking about this talk. I was calling when my son was very young, because I saw him the other day. He said, I'm going down to Los Angeles. I'm going to go with some friends. We're going to, shoot a music video for the song that he created. And I'm still, in my mind, he's still a little kid, just in my mind, because I look at him, he's like, I'm looking up to him now. But I remember when he was a little kid, this image came back to me. We were going to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And I said, hey, we get ready to go see Chucky. And he said, well, his first name is not Chucky. His first name is Chuck. His middle initial is E. And his last name is Cheese. See, all this time I thought his name was Chucky. So we're going to go see Chuck and go to Chuck E. Cheese. And so, if you go there, they have lots of rides and games that you can play. You buy tokens, and they put the tokens in the games or pay for the different rides that they go up to. And after you are on a ride or you play the games, if you do well, they give you a bunch of coupons that you can turn in for some prizes or some more tokens to play more games. So it's like, it's like an endless loop. They just keep you there as long as they possibly can. And there was a little girl that was there, and she didn't have any tokens, didn't have any coupons, and just spontaneously, Jalen just gave her half his tokens. Of course, he didn't care. We bought it, so it wasn't like, he had to pay for them. But he gave away his tokens, and we went about our business. We had forgotten completely about it. And maybe 10 minutes later, she came running up to Jalen, and she had a whole bunch of coupons, and she gave all her coupons back to Jalen. And I realized, as I look back on that day, Jalen was in the flow. He had unknowingly activated a spiritual law of giving, and he gave for the sake of giving. It was unconditional. He didn't want to get any benefit out of it. He wasn't looking for any benefit. That was not his motivation. Rather, there was just an inner guidance, an inner desire, and he gave without any expectation of anything in return. He gave way to the flow. So in week 5 of our Faith in Action series, going with the flow is our overall theme, and this week we're reading the chapter of the wellspring of giving, or the topic today of giving way to the flow. And as we look at these teachings, we recognize that they're really about activating that which is already within us. We realize it's really activating and bringing out that which is already in us, to bring out that which is in us so we can shine and really bring forth this expanding good that is always there for us. And of course, we activate that, we initiate that through the act of giving. There's a scriptural reference in the Gospel of Luke, 6:38, in which Jesus supposedly said that give and it shall be given unto you. And of course, giving is a spiritual law, it's an articulation of a spiritual law. And Eric Butterworth talks about the idea that giving is more than a charitable gesture. It's more than just giving a contribution to some cause. He says giving is an aspect of God itself, an aspect of the force that is inherent in all of life. Like the process of inhaling and exhaling is a cycle of receiving and giving, receiving and giving. And I was sharing this with a person who was kind of new to these teachings, a very good friend of mine. And he was capturing some of these ideas. And he was, of course, a little skeptical, about this whole God thing and, universe and so forth and so on. But, I was just trying to drop some hints here and there. And he said, well, all that you talk about sounds well and good. But let me tell you about my situation. My situation about giving. I've given and I've given and I've given. I just can't give anymore. Nothing has happened in my life. I feel depleted. I feel exhausted. I feel unappreciated, unrecognized. This, of course, is an indication that he may have been giving without the right motivation. He was giving thinking that he was caught in a belief in separation and believed somewhere along the line he had his own resource to give from. That somewhere along the line, this thing called life, that he had his own stash that was not God's, it was not part of the universe, but it was his own private personal stash, separate and apart from this presence. And if he gave of this stash, whether it's great or small, that some kind of way, maybe God was going to bless him or give him more recognition, maybe more money, more prestige, a better place to work, or whatever the case may be. He finally realized the truth as over time, because we talked a lot. But here's the mistake if we believe that. We must understand that we have no private stash. We have no personal life in that sense. Because oftentimes we've been indoctrinated and enculturated into a culture of strict materialism that has a tendency to see us separate from our source, separate from the presence of God, separate from life itself. And so we've developed concepts of separation. And we believe that we have something to give from that sense of separation. And of course, what that does, it just leads to a sense of that depletion and exhaustion, and sometimes for some people, frustration, and maybe in our world, jealousy and competition on the worst level. And we'll see lots of evidence in the world that will support that belief. But we must give from the right motivation and understanding of what giving is, from the spiritual sense. Because authentic spiritual giving means, among other things, to give is our nature, as Karen was pointing out in her photograph today, as spiritual beings. And we're not doing it for any reward at all. There's a story of a telepath. And this telepath could commune with nature. And one day he was walking through an apple grove. And he said to one of the trees, the apple trees, I've been noticing something. You have all these magnificent apples. And I see you give apples to everyone. People pick the apples and you glad them, let them have them. Then you grow some more. Tell me a little something about yourself. And the tree said in response to the telepath, they were probably connecting. The tree said, well, I don't know what to tell you other than it's just my nature. I love to give. And then the telepath asked the apple tree, well, what about the people who throw stones at you? And the apple tree just said, hey, they get even more. They throw stones at me and I drop more apples and they get more. And then the telepath asked them this question, have you ever desired a taste of your own fruit? And the tree said, oh no, that's ridiculous. Only human beings want to get rewarded for their own fruit. They're the only ones who want to get a reward for their giving. So the apple tree, I think, has a message for us. We're here to radiate the spiritual presence of this thing we call God and give without looking for the reward, because to give is our natural way of being. So even those who throw stones at us, metaphorically speaking, those who may talk negative about us, those who may criticize us, we give them more love, more peace, more harmony. Those who may impugn us have the privilege of being you put them at the top of the prayer list. Reach up real high, put them way at the top of the prayer list. Because we have an understanding of authentic giving. We realize we keep everything that we give away energetically. That's why it says, be a cheerful giver. God loves a cheerful giver, as that scripture says. There's a great spiritual law that says you keep everything you give away. So I love that statement from an author by the name of Imelda Shanklin. She wrote a book, What Are You? And she said, never want for someone else what you would not want to see objectified in your own life. Because whatever we want for someone else, we keep the original. They get the copy. So you want to make sure they get, even the folks that we don't like, bless them. Have a great life. Unfold, develop, be the very best you can be. Get all that you're supposed to get because I'm keeping that energy. I think in the same vein, another wellspring of giving is the principle of circulation. Of course, you know, when we circulate, it means to move something through a circuit till it comes back to its starting point. You know, there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes that says, cast your bread upon the waters. In a short time period, it will return unto you. So we want to ask ourselves, what bread have I cast on the waters lately? What do I have circulated lately? You know, some folks will say, you know, my good's not coming. Nothing is happening. What's going on? What have you circulated lately? What bread have you cast upon the waters lately? Sometimes we realize that we only get back what we cast on the waters and nothing else. You know, sometimes people are trying to get other people bread they've cast on the waters. But we only get back the bread that we cast on the waters. That's what circulation is all about. You know, Reverend Deborah talked about, we had the metaphysical Bible class, and we were talking about all the, you know, our particular interpretation of the Bible is distinct from the traditional. And we look at all the people, the places, the things representing something metaphorically going on within us. It represents something within us. And so when we read those statements in the Bible, we realize, what do they mean for us? And metaphysically, bread meant universal substance, and water meant infinite possibilities. So we're here to cast divine substance, awareness, oneness with God, and we are to cast our bread on these infinite possibilities and see them multiply. So we find our ways to be givers. We ask, what have I cast upon the waters, knowing it comes back to us multiplied. And if we don't cast any bread, we don't receive any bread. If we don't cast any love, we don't receive any love. If we don't cast an emanation of peace, we don't receive any of that. This is universal law. It always comes back to a starting point. We're either circulating or stagnating. Circulate or stagnate, it's always up to us. So when folks may ask, why is my life stagnating? What have we placed upon the waters lately? Where have we withheld that kind word? Where have we withheld the compassion? Where have we withheld the forgiveness for ourselves and others? Where have we closed off around our heart and believe in limitation and started holding on rather than casting our bread upon the waters and understanding in a short while it returns to us? And the more we give, the more we receive. Not to receive, that's not our motivation, but it's the byproduct of the giving. It means that sometimes we just have to fully give or be in the space where we are. Many don't fully give of themselves where they are, and sometimes they want to move to the next level of life. I remember years ago, I got a call out of the blue from someone. I didn't know them. Somehow they knew about me. I don't know how they got the number, but it didn't really matter. I guess they were supposed to call. And they were, wanted some guidance and some counseling. They said, well, you are the answer man. You're a minister, so you must know something. I said, you have no idea. But he was saying, I'm sick and tired of the job I'm on. I start moving towards something, and it looks promising, and then it starts falling apart. Tell me, what is going on? And I'm like Scooby-Doo. I don't know. I don't know. But, I closed my eyes, broke out some crystals, got my psychic cards, started reading my own palm, said a few ohms. I'm just kidding, I focus on spiritual principle. But I said, you got to fully occupy where you are. Go where you are. Go to that place of employment. Because when you do, Ralph Waldo Emerson says, what you do, you put the universe in your debt. And the universe not wanting to be in your debt will start pushing you to a whole different level of expression. You see, this is the principle in how the universe operates. I was mentioning earlier that, when I was younger, much younger, many, many years ago, can't believe the time is going by. look up and, sometimes I look at my, my college alumni magazine. When you first graduate, they have the most recent classes that graduate, who's doing what and so forth, and you're right at the beginning. Now I got to turn a whole bunch of pages to get to see what's going on with my classmates. But I remember back, a long time ago, I was working in a furniture store. And it was one of those high-end designers furniture stores. And one of the things I found out working there, just had nothing to do with the story, but I just see behind the scenes, the markup they have on that furniture. They might buy something for $200 or $300, and they'll sell it to you for $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. I said, oh my God, I'm in the wrong business. But anyway, I was working there, and we had some menial work we had to do, and everybody was complaining about having to do it. And then I remember one time the owner wanted me to go up into the upstairs where we're all with dusty areas and take some of the old furniture and kind of straighten it up and make it available for the public at a discount. So I decided just to go all out. I organized it, and I staged it. I got someone to polish up all the things. I even brought some flowers in there and some incense. I don't know if I had incense, but whatever it was. I tried to make it smell good because it sounded all dusty and so forth. And I have to tell you, I looked over there. I said, that looked good. And so the boss came down and he said, yo, my God, who did this? And so he found out I did it and said, well, I need to give you something better to do here than do that work anymore. So anyway, he moved me up because I did more than what I was temporarily compensated for. And I realized that sometimes when we give more than we're temporarily given, the universe fulfills itself by means of us. And what happens, either the space will expand or we'll expand beyond that space. So we give more. Means to fully give of ourselves where we are, appreciate where we are, and then we begin to vision for the greater expression of where we want to be. And we cannot help but be moved there. We're dealing with law. And as that scripture says, the law or God is not a respecter of persons. It's really a respecter of our awareness, our consciousness, what's going on in this week in ourselves. In our reading this week, Butterworth points out that people have to know where they give from. And they want to give way to this divine, unlimited process. Because as you give, so shall you receive. It's a very active giving that we are receiving. He also points out there's something in our life that if we think is lacking, the one thing to fill up that area of lack, he said the remedy, the fire remedy, is to give. Many years ago, there was a country western song. I think it's still out. And I'm not necessarily into country western music, but somebody was telling me about, should check out these different things. But anyway, I heard this song. And one thing about country western songs, maybe most songs, but country western songs in particular, they tell great stories. Their stories are phenomenal. And there's one story that came from this song called Desert Pete. And as the name suggests, he lived on a desert. And that was the subject of the song. And right smack in the middle of the desert was a well that people would come to after a long day of travel. And when anyone approached the well, they would see a sign next to the pump. And this is what the sign said. You've got to prime the pump. You must have faith and believe. You've got to give of yourself if you're willing to receive. Drink all the water you can hold. Wash your face, cool your feet. But leave a bottle full for others. Thank you kindly, Desert Pete. So each traveler approached the well, and they would see a bottle full of water, and they were faced with a dilemma. The traveler was maybe so thirsty that if they didn't get enough water, that maybe they would die of thirst. Yet the message they received was that they are to take the water that is in the bottle, pour it down the drain in order to prime the pump. And in return, the promise that they would receive more water than they could possibly use or need. So the question is, what should they do? If the traveler understands and aligns with the law of giving, they know the power of letting go of the water they have and without hesitation pour the water down the pump. Sometimes in our limited state of understanding, we may reason that we must get before we give. Then as we turn around, we walk that maybe same mental groove and reason that we must give in order to get. Somewhere along the line, because of our lack of understanding of the principle of giving and receiving and how it works, we may focus more on getting and shut off the spirit of giving. But with the spiritual understanding, we grasp the power of the statement, give and it shall be given unto you. Even if it doesn't make sense at all. Like maybe in that desert Pete, they would see that and they said, wait a minute, what if I give away that water? Then I may not have any water at all. Anyway, as this chapter points out this week, to give way to the flow, we must understand that true giving is not something you do to or for someone, but is our consent to let the flow of God through me, you, to that someone or someone's. I have a friend who is an engineer, and I have great respect for engineers because, when I was in college, the engineers, they never left the library. I mean, I'm serious. God, they lived there all the time. So my hats off to all the engineers. They make things happen in the world. But anyway, she was an engineer. I think she worked for Lockheed something, and she was a native of Vietnam. And she had called me because she wanted some tips on public speaking to help with her job and maybe get some promotions. And this was a few years ago. And then later on after that, she called me back and she wanted some suggestions on maybe how she can do some interviews or do an interview for a program called StoryCorps. And StoryCorps is where people interview folks they know who have interesting stories. Stories about their life, and then they put those stories in the Library of Congress to archive them, and some of them are actually played on National Public Radio. Anyway, my friend was going to interview a man. His name was Chuck, not Chuck E. Cheese, but Chuck. He just happened to have the same name, Chuck. And he was a logistical engineer. He was in the Navy, and she wanted to interview him because Chuck had helped her family during a harrowing war zone experience in Vietnam 45 or 50 years ago. And what Chuck did, he coordinated the evacuation of the civilians, and he worked with my friend's father, who was also in the military, and those two became close. But anyway, the story had lots of twists and turns and close calls. And in his rescue, in the dead of night, he'd commandeer a truck, and he would transport a whole bunch of kids. Another time he had a bus that was being riddled with bullets and to take another group to freedom. And Chuck, at one point, he said he was dangling from the back of a cargo plane as it was taking off because he didn't want to leave any children behind. And as the plane was leaving the ground, and there was explosions all around and bursting of flames, and as the plane lifted off, and it was like one of those James Bond Mission Impossible kind of scenarios as he was describing it. It could have been a movie in and of itself. But he talked about how when my friend's family did not have a home, that Chuck took them in, and he took them in until their father could come back from Vietnam and be reunited with them. And then my friend wanted to tell Chuck's story. So she wanted to practice, telling the story with me, and she was in Texas, Chuck was in Florida, and we were on Zoom. And Chuck was saying that normally he was a by-the-book guy. But he was talking about he decided he was going to skirt the rules and the issues and save and shelter that family. And he was asked, why did you do it? Why did you risk your life? Why did you circumvent all the Navy's rules to take in that family? And to my friend, he was an unsung hero to her. He didn't want any public recognition. And Chuck said in response to the question, as part of humanity, they are an extension of my human family. We are all God's children. And if anyone suffers, we all do. It was his way of saying that, we all do better when we all do better. When we give to another, we're actually giving to ourselves. He also said it changed him profoundly. It took him from being just a nerdy engineer to bring out the compassion and humanity. He became a better and a richer person, spiritually speaking. And his prosperity came about as he made sacred the principle of oneness and giving from that oneness. And then my friend said 45 years later, she was like reminding me that, she created a scholarship in his name to honor him. So Chuck's actions were not limited to the people and the families he helped during that time. His sacred giving led to a legacy that will enrich lives for many people for years to come. Anyway, as I close out, as we capture the essence of this week's topic, giving way to the flow, we come into the awareness that we're no longer willing, if we've ever been, consciously or unconsciously, to be a swamp, period. A swamp is a body of water that has no outlet at all. Some kind of way the water got in, but it cannot get out, so it becomes stagnant and it becomes dead water. Not even the animals will drink from it. Somewhere along the line, if we become swamp-like in any spiritual quality, it is deadening us. It is siphoning off our energy. Creative ideas cannot flow into our awareness. Love and peace cannot flow from our heart. We must find ourselves to be an expression to outlet the shine of our gifts and our talents and our time. We want to say somewhere along the line, I'm here to be a rushing river, rolling downhill. This is not only for just to be a strong inlet, but for the Spirit to move through me, to be that vessel that Larry was singing about, so that we can be a strong outlet. And we affirm on a regular basis, I am a place of giving. I am a place of shining. I am a place of glowing. I am a place of radiating. We must be a giver in life, a contributor. We must wake up and say, how can I give more of myself? And that way we'll never be a swamp, but we'll be in tune with the ocean itself. To be a wave in that ocean, we'll be flowing with the expression of pure spirit, and there is so much that is overflowing that it oozes everywhere and expresses as our life. That is our destiny, and that's what it means to be in the flow of life. Yeah. So we're going to continue this being in the flow of life because Reverend Deborah is going to be here next week, and her topic is, what, this too shall pass? All things come to pass. All things come to pass. Oh, I forgot to say the affirmation. I got ahead of myself. I'm so much ahead of the flow. Let's stay with the flow, James. Stay with the flow. Yes. So let's go ahead and affirm our affirmation for the week for this topic, and just take this in and make this part of our way of being. Let's say it together. I am both an inlet and outlet for the stream of life. I surrender myself, allowing divine substance, love, and intelligence to flow through me. And now, all things come to pass. Reverend Deborah's going to be here next week, so she'll be on that, talking about that. I think of Reverend Paul. Did I call you Reverend Paul? Yes. Yeah, Paul Sanchez is going to meditation next week. See, I have a vision, man. I don't know what's happening in me. Things that don't come up just accidentally. And Ann Roach and Larry will be here to do the music and our Soul Light Connection, and as well as all of you, I'm sure. Let's again now, if you have a prayer need today, one of our 8 chaplains will be in the courtyard to pray with you. You don't have to wait till you have an emergency. You can pray when something's good happened in your life. We just want to bring more of that into your life, because whatever we appreciate and give our attention to, we attract more of that to us. So the chaplain will be there with you. If you're online, you want to connect with Spiritual Life Center and just know what's going on, you can fill out an online welcome card. But more importantly, I want to ask if anyone here for the very first time. Any first-timers here today? Oh, keep your hand up nice and high. Yeah, we got something we'd like to give out to you. There's a card if you'd like to fill it out and be informed of what's taking place at Spiritual Life Center. We'll put you on the mailing list and let you know what's going on. There's a purple ribbon. If you wear that, you get a special Spiritual Life Center greeting. And just know that we appreciate you and we're grateful that you're here blessing us with your presence. And we see you doing great things and magnificent things in your life and in our world. So thank you so much for your presence here today. For those who are online who would like to support us with their gifts or offerings, you can do so in a couple of ways. You can text SLC Love to 44321, and it'll take you through a process where you can give from your debit or credit cards or PayPal or other ways. Or you can go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and you can give in other ways, including sending a check by mail if that is your preference. And that helps us provide an opportunity for more and more people to be part of this community and to grow and unfold. And if you're watching us online so many different ways, you can like us, share, subscribe, because the more that we do that, the more people know about us and we can begin to shape consciousness, because that's what we're about. You know, ultimately, we're trying to make a difference in the world. And we got all the technology now. It has the global brain. It just needs the global heart. We're the global heart to bring that out into our world. So with that, who else would like to give today? And if you've already given in online or you've given through electronic giving on a regular basis, know that you are in that flow and that principle of giving and receiving, that whatever you give out, it comes back in many different ways. So let's affirm together our offertory blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know, yeah, I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love, and magic fills my life again. Ooh, yeah. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. I trust the flow, I don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the flow of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free. Oh, blessed
Blessed be, you're in the flow, as we all are today. Let's take a moment to bless those who have blessed us with their gifts, their offerings, knowing that they are indeed in. Not only are the blessed, that is Spiritual Life Center, and the principles and the teachings and the contributions that we're making to our individual lives and to the community as a whole. But anything that's given out comes back. So we're grateful to be in that flow and understand that law of circulation, understand that whatever we give, we keep. And so we're grateful for those who have generously supported our community today with their gifts. We also bless those who have left their prayers in the prayer box. And we're reminded that in this thing called life, we all have challenges from time to time, and setbacks, difficulties, things that we can't figure out on our own. But we are reminded there is a presence that we can lean on that has the answer even before we know what the prayer need is. We are reminded that there's something that has the answer even before we know what the question is. It is an all-knowing, everywhere present presence. And we recognize that, yes, in our world we have trials, we have tribulations, we have setbacks, we have things that we can't figure out with our human mind, but we remember that there is a presence that always knows the answer. Because all of our challenges may be mental, emotional, physical, but our solutions are spiritual. And so we connect with that presence right here, right now. We make that the foundation of how we live our life and how we see our world. So we're grateful for this presence, so that we can be the great inlets and therefore the outlets of this presence. We want to be the vessels for this presence so we can anchor on earth this expanding good everywhere that we go, so that we can say without a doubt that when you see me, you see the presence that sent me. For this presence and I and all of us are one. For this and so much more, we are grateful as we do our part, knowing that presence provides the increase along the way. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. 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 Let us deepen the awareness of these principles, this presence, by affirming together our prayer for protection and recognize the power when there are two or more gathered together for a divine idea and we're resonating with that idea. Feel this as if it's the first time you're saying it. Let's say it together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. I am. And all is well. Let's sing our peace song. Hang around for a little extra postlude music. And don't forget to go see the haunted house that the Youth of Unity had created across the way. You will not forget it. you.